spawn of jungle and ruins. They forced us out for the good of mankind. But the Ceph aren't gone. There is one thing left to do. Hunt them all down and take back the city.
So here with Rasmus Hojengaard.
Close enough.
Sorry. He's the creative director for Crytek and obviously with Crysis 3. So Crysis 3, for those who don't know about it, is we're saying that it's going to be the first blockbuster shooter of 2013. If EA and Crytek have anything to do with it, we should say. So for those who don't know anything about it, what can you tell us about Crysis and Crysis 3?
Well, Crysis is a kind of near-future sci-fi shooter IP that is on the third installment now, as you mentioned, and it's kind of the conclusion of a trilogy. Yet it can be experienced as a singular entity. You don't have to have played the previous game to get what it's about, because the themes we're playing around with are kind of universal and easy to grasp. Obviously, if you played the previous one, it's going to be a richer experience naturally. So yeah, that's what the game is. It's a shooter that supports planning ahead and thinking a little bit more. It's all rallied around concept we call AAA shooter gameplay, which means assess, adapt, attack, where you assess a situation in peace and you spend some time planning, then you adapt to it with your weaponry and technology, and then you execute and you hope that it goes as you planned. Right? So it's a little more of a thinking person's shooter. You don't have to, but you'll be rewarded if you do.
So Crysis 3 is leveraging the latest CryEngine technology. What new features has this brought in and allowed this time around, or is any?
So I mean, we're still so early in the progress that we're layering new stuff in all the time, and I mean, we're playing around with a lot of new render features, new vegetation and physicalized vegetation features and stuff like that. But how they extend and how much we're going to use it, it's still kind of being juggled around, because I mean the game's not finished yet. Right? It's still about a year to go, so it's something that we will start talking more about probably on the other side of E3 or towards E3, because we're going to have much better ideas there. But there will be a lot of new stuff. There will be both when it comes to high-end PCs as well as consoles. We will definitely introduce render concepts or shader concepts in consoles that hasn't been seen before. But it's just a matter of to what extent, because we're still prototyping and stuff.
Brilliant. So then, what new part of the game that so far have you had the most fun coming up with?
Well, I mean, it's been very interesting working on the story arc of Prophet, for example, because he's a really interesting character and he has some very unique issues going on. The concept of the 7 wonders, which is the wonders that define the environment you play in, is also a really unique proposition. Like the high-level idea has been seen before, but the execution of the idea has not been seen before. And the quality, I would say, this whole overgrown urban rainforest concept is taken to a point where not only does it look great because of the art direction, but you're also going to get like a luxness and a density in the game that is going to trump anything that Crytek has ever done, which is already fairly impressive visuals, right? So those things, those are the things that I'm most excited about. Then obviously the fact that you can use Ceph weapons, and that you're so infused with Ceph, how that plays into you as a character and the issues that you have, is an exciting thing as well. That's kind of the marriage of fiction and gameplay. Yeah, it becomes interesting there, right? So
one thing I have to touch on, the new compound crossbow for stealthy takedowns.
Yeah,
it looks fantastic. Was it hard to kind of get the physics for that? Just make sure the arrows were real. Or did you do any research just on the new crossbow kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, the guys who's doing this stuff, they're just really amazing, and they come up with one cool weapon concept after the other. And I mean, our engine is strong, so this kind of physicalized gameplay when you have arrows and ballistics and stuff like that, it's easy to prototype and it's fairly easy to tweak. But of course, that doesn't mean that it's fast to do it, because you just spend more time iterating on it to perfect it. I guess it depends. It's not hard to build a rocket if you know how to do it, right? It's kind of the same scenario here.
Brilliant. Okay, just to wrap up then, in 3 words, describe why people should buy this game in 2013.
Because Prophet kicks ass.
There you go, you heard it right here. Brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much, and it was a pleasure to meet you.